Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a bad one. Seized the borders, have you? Oh my God. You've seized the borders in the name of ending fentanyl. This is why we must first discuss the mega and how they're so hard to tolerate energetically. We haven't witnessed zeal in action before. You know, if you survived the alleged Nazis, then you definitely might have seen zeal similar. But the zeal model is so hard to tolerate when you come to it face to face because it's completely shut off, it's completely shut down. It's fear mongered to the extent where it doesn't even ask what is the relevant nature of its reality. It is completely wrong and totally convinced, has done no work to contemplate any of that which it interacts with, has zero critical skills. This is a group of people that have been cultivated for 100 years only to be fucking glorified on the 99th year of it. Like the Stockholm syndrome is so overwhelming in these people. You can't help but be like, oh my God, we're being distracted from doing so much good on earth by this shit. And then they're after two fucking pristine regions, the North and the fucking Greenland. We can't let these guys into these pristine regions to develop a perimeter. Genmo is next. We know that. This is okay. Let's do a little quick recap of immunology. Classically, it was understood that a foreign element is detected, is matched and shifted by the immune system, thrown through the lymph system and rid. And then that turns into antibodies recognizing and trying to take in a few days to try and come to the fucking realization of what's within it and then ridding it or making it so it can't replicate. Then we come to the covoid, which is an oat protein, a little spiky thing that goes through the blood undetected, like a little sneak mission, houses a genetic information package that allegedly can be customized and individualized. And allegedly either discard, we have to move away from the discard theory to accept the identify and nullify theory. But they both fit vibrational medicine. And Rife did enough testing on vibrational medicine to be validated as a clinical trial. And now he got stopped at the point of widespread usage. And there's just a couple tools. And if you go deeper than the genetic level, you get the vibrational. Like I said, it's like microorganisms, chemicals, energy. And if you're in the phenomenal realm, you project what you observe. So the idea that you could perpetuate a remote controllable packet of information within the system that stays and alters, never mind the fact that it's already in the hands of the harmful, whatever you got going. It doesn't, none of that is non-vibrational medicine. Like the thing about these vaxes is they read these huge lists of ingredients, but ultimately they're just coding. They're made of coding, and they code based on the energetic system's vibrational realities. Vibrational medicine was proved by Rife because he put it all under a huge microscope and found it to be light, and then turned it into a hertz and identified the relevant frequency of each system. It's actually brilliant. But then before you could fuck with it by just programming a little reader and attaching it, just doing all sorts of lovely stuff with it. I want buy a $60 reader, kids. It's all we need. Of course, that, like the private wallets, would render redundant the whole system these globalists implicated us in for the last 100 years, getting us ready for this. To think you can just walk into a country on a whisper and say, "You're done, folks. Ha, we've been doing this for 30 years since NAFTA. Like we told you, surprise, it's time. Give up everything. The psychological torment that you've just put my people through. It's like, yeah, you might as well have fucking fracked us into collapse. Holy shit. If they fucking fracked in Ontario and they did it in a grid line, you're fucked, guys. That is fucking illegal. You can't frack in a grid line, you stupid fucks. No wonder that book got written, because the fucking risk level involved in that bullshit. Sitting there, well, perfect solar energy is possible. Sitting there trying to pretend chemtrails don't exist. Sitting there trying to pretend there's the spike in cancer to fucking solve right now. Did you not just vax that in? How easy is it to vax in cancer now that you definitely got it isolated for its vibration? Wright had cancer's vibration isolated 100 years ago, and he just went, weep, weep, gone. And these guys just now program it in and then cause a huge outbreak and now step in the Genmo. Like, we can't even get a Marvels of Genmo reel. We have to fucking go straight to fucking, here, this fucking totally concocted horror. Let's get at solving that fucking bullshit, because we're the fucking, I'm not going to make it about your balls, but it is. Your glitter balls, don't forget. Dangling balls, dingle balls. Buying Canadian today. Not that it's Canadian anymore. And we're stuck with Walmart because that was all implemented. And we're stuck with these big globalists owning all of our institutions. They collapsed immigration, made it private. Then they fucking ran their insurgents over it. They're all up in the north trying to militarize shit, getting their fucking selected contractors up and running so that they will willingly lend at a debt rate on behalf of the rest of us, while these fucking stupid families print money out of their bank accounts. I can't stand it. I literally cannot stand it. Anyway, the phone sucks, the text sucks, fucking AI sucks. Can't do anything but reiterate. I don't have a question for you, AI. I'd still rather do a Google search and remember what it's like to research. I don't need it to be told it. I don't need help on my essay. I don't need you to fucking dangle carrots in front of my ass like fucking free YouTube without commercials and anime creation, editing capacities, so many things we could be doing in our private rooms and private groups. And we just need to mobilize and move forward on this with what's left of the blue collar, because they just fucking coerced a bunch of the blue collar onto the Space Marvels reel. Oh, if you put an injection in, you can go at warp speed and get to fucking Shangri-La land. No, you can't. You just get dead and put underground and live in perpetual dream state. Again, you got to look at the potentials of all of this stuff. And the fact of the matter is, the potential that a virus would have broke at that time when they perfected the out mechanism that freaks out the blood or tricks out the blood, goes undetected. It's beyond in the infinitely negative nil. Like, it's actually a less than 0% chance that a fucking possibility of a virus showing up at that time. I can't even say the word. I don't say the B word. Everywhere all the time. Let's go through the list of the everywhere all the times. You know, when they say seriously, you're really fucked because you're trying to come off like fucking altruistic. I want to talk about this person in my life's book, but I'm too scared to affiliate her with me because it'll rush them to tag her. So let's just say I came across this entity in a book lately that tagged these pricks in 5 tags, just like we're getting tagged in 5 categories. You got to admit, the first 2 were false allegations, attacker and intruder. Intruder was first and then attacker, because they know I can fight back. An intruder because I can get into their system. I am somebody with access if I need to. And the other 3 are compliments: confident, strength, be careful, and shepherd. Big no there. Being a shepherd, being able to influence and organize large projects. Yeah, like Jesus, I can influence and organize large projects. Like Jesus showed up. Oh my God, these guys are fear-baked. Let's get them on some projects. Here, my friends and I will go fishing. We'll do some bread baking. Why glorify that as some moment of magic? There's no need to. Anyway. What I have sacrificed as a result of my 5 tags, and then your 5 tags. Listen to this. It's too funny. It is too funny. Let me get it. Oh my God, where is it? Freedom, Liberty, Altruism, Generosity Group. You're the Freedom Liberal, you're a group. I know that. You should be fucking registered as a business consortium, bud, through the United Nations if you want influence. Again, we don't care that you think you can control it better. It's just one model. The rest of us are suffering because of it. You're just wasting this earth like so fast, conglomerating it up at a rate that is deafening, let alone sickening. And we're just like begging you to slow down. But now we're in slow mode because they don't have the tech ready for what they need to do next yet anyway. All they can do is lay the fucking objective and subjective groundwork. In their mind, objective is government control. Subjective is individual submission. Lay it down at the borders. But Canadians, our tactics can be get guns, number one. And number two, don't go in the doorways. If they start demanding that you renew and accept upgrades that you're not comfortable with, just don't renew. Stand still for now. Don't go this way, don't go that way, don't go this way. Stand them off. Don't go in the buildings. It's an easy fucking fix. Don't go in the buildings. Easy fix. Don't go in the prisons, don't go in the hospitals, don't go in the buildings. Vibrational medicine is worth fighting for. It's so simple. We just need to shake off this slumber of constant psychological attack. We should make 30 years you fucking hit underground with that one just to spring it. The psychological toll of that on my people. The natives are just like, haha, we sold you out. We own the north. They are buying it from us at a rate of billions. Okay, natives, if that's what you're happy with, then fuck off with your whining. Perfect. We're good then. This is over. We don't owe you shit now for fucking coming and taking care of your lands like we did. We did take care of them after all. Before Daddy and the Monsantos came, we were actually cultivating those lands, and we were just about to start really getting into some good soil science on a wide scale. So the natives took the north. They got it bought out at billions or trillions, and we're happy with that, and we can move on. We can move on. No, genital mutilation is not still going on. If it is, show me it so I can shut it down. Show me it. Fucking First Nations fucking mutilation going on. If there is, at least we hope your youth have stopped dying up there. You got billions of dollars now and total autonomy. Good for you, buddy. Now what? How perfect to put the natives in with total autonomy and then renegotiate the deal in the north. That's what you did. You installed the natives with their perfect autonomy and sovereignty and called that lawless and just got doing what you want. How dare you just take the north and make it a fucking God knows what, because you'll keep it blocked from anyone's traffic. Like, I can't with this megalomaniacal bullshit. It's megalomaniacal. It's really stupid and it sucks. Shepherd my ass. Freedom, Liberty, Altruism, Generosity Group. That's your name. Carbon footprints, because that's what you do. Waste and rebuild, waste and rebuild. Like a neurotic little fucking no credibility. Failed at everything. Out the gate shit show. And now you're like leading the worst excuse for science in history down the path of general. Go ahead. Go ahead. We're standing it off. Good luck. Why did you try it in Canada? Oh my God, you're still not getting through the garages. I was there when they showed up in the 80s with the dumb meters. I was there when they showed up in the 90s with the computer. I was there when they immediately started their attack on the personal password and put up the fucking hate bots and put up the fucking allegations and the made a rotten mess of everything immediately. Yuck. Yuck. The thing about Digi, no critical skills, just in their version of matter-of-factness. AI can't be cops in hospitals because it offers us no more tamper protection than the current situation. Okay, well, CGI, audio and video, and genetics can be tampered with and faked. We don't want it. We'd rather learn to de-escalate more often with better education systems. Like I said, Mega, you were cultivated. You big, dumb, stupid class of fucking self-interest. Comfortable, cultivated, flagrantly in denial, self-interest, supposed self-interest. And your worldview is just so that you are susceptible to gen mode and digital control, quite frankly. You're teetering on this cliff right now. And everyone's going to let you fall if you have to. Like I said, this guy's got minions. He's got enough to make AI tracks out of 1/5 of Earth and perpetuate his consciousness that way. But to think we can just let them take the last strongholds of natural vegetation is something that we can't let happen. So we're getting stirred. We're getting stirred. And if it's going to be limping out with what's left of the blue collar and trying to apologize for this shit and see if any nation will continue to work with us, that's what we're going to have to do, because sharing methodology works, guys. Innovating on the forefront in a decisive manner and applying resources strategically, it works. It works. Money, the addiction of being able to pay to play, I guess, but it's really absurd. And we can do it in lots better ways, certainly without a debt, especially in a digital economy where that shit is limitless. And let's not forget, they can take 5 copies and set themselves to lend the central banks all they want. But I have an income generator too. And in other countries, I can go make money and do it on a smaller scale if I have to. I don't have to fucking rely on you, Canada, Scotiabank, who threw that thing at me and tried to get it out and past me, but failed miserably. You failed on the bioenergetic feedback, geofencing. You failed on the QR code. You failed on the fucking hologram. You failed on the... Sorry it's taking so long because of it, guys, but still, I got that money in my bank account. And these fucking hustlers aren't the only game in town, let's be honest. 1/5, down to 1/5 of the planet is their fucking only option. We are in a land negotiation, and that's the end of it. I don't want to talk about it for too long today, but just know it's absolutely ludicrous. But genetics are in the world of the phenomenal. Until you get out of that worldview, you'll never get into real humanism. You'll never get into the rich fruits of what it's like to be human. You all have sold your critical right to critically develop. You have sold your everything for the comfort that you're seeking from Daddy right now as his minions. And you minions are about to go off on a 1/5 fucking this planet's rate of participation and get fucking... Not my business. It's really not. I honestly could not give a fuck at this point. You've just done fucked up so much. I told you they took down that bridge in Baltimore. Everybody knows it. That's just going to be a huge hub of traffic control. God, it's so embarrassing. No, the cars want to drive themselves too. We want to learn what it's like to roam on land for 2/5 the population. Like, again, you minions can't pull off forcing the rest of us to become you. That's what we're at. The minions now have to force the other 2/3 through their positioning, right? They're all in the hospitals and cop shops, and they're in no way going to be able to determine when the robots are ready to take their positions. But I'd rather have someone capable of moral conducting than rely on something without a brain that just uses reiteration to force through whatever it's told to. That's not cool. That's not cool. Again, fighting chance or what? Keep away from it. I'm an attacker and intruder. So once that robotic interface comes to pass, I'm going to be targeted and harassed. Because remember, I had a dream last night. They've got a new way to biolocate an individual. They send in from the satellites a tag into their fucking computer network. They just locate them through satellites and what's eventually going to be drone-based camera footage. Because remember, all those cameras will be connected to the satellites by then. I don't know. We need to do it on a 1/5 level, though, because the rest of us want to do other things. You didn't convince us not to be critical, analytical, organized, communicative, and collaborative. That has not been done yet. You still have a stronghold of people who are undecided. Let's just call it politically correctly undecided at this point. And then they're like thinking, oh, we're probably going to stick to being liberals for a year and a half over this. Oh, hurry up, liberals. Put your next fucking Paul guy in. Hurry up. Pick one. Don't make it Ruby. I know it's going to be a DEI hire on top of everything. They're going to make us fucking sit through that thing. And she is just such a MAGA. Oh, gross. Gross. It's between Maxime and her right now. But Maxine's got a year and a half to get ready for it. Yeah, no, she's definitely coming from behind in the Liberal leadership race. Poor guy from India. That was a legitimate candidate, and they just canceled him. That's too bad. I would have loved to see that guy run the Liberals. What's wrong with working with the Indians, guys? They have a huge population crisis. We have Middle Canada, even if these nuts in Alberta are selling off their access to the north, to the U.S. And by the way, U.S., if you want to make a highway to the north out of Alberta, we're requesting 15 to become Canadian. We want our way to Mexico. Fine, we'll branch off in the middle. We'll take the Mississippi route to Mexico. You have fucking your highway through Deadsville. Just disgusting. Neglect. Their assault on the education system has been the most horrifying to witness. I'm just like, what are you doing? I had a gorgeous education in southwestern Ontario. They just came in and Doug Ford fucking invests in PPE before the COVID. Yeah, no, he made $135 million off PPE. Get him out of office. He's got enough done. He's fucking came in and took a stake and insider traded in broad daylight, all while accusing me of fucking harassing him. I never even thought about your ass. You're obviously such a crooked prick. I can't vibrationally connect with you. Crooked pricks are not vibrationally active. They're subsisting when they could be thriving. The paranoia of that man, the grandiosity that to think that he could rewrite human rights laws to mean, if I'm offended. No, what you did was allow cops on the allegation of suspicion, unfounded allegation of suspicion, to pounce on a whole bunch more people that didn't deserve their intervention. You're sitting there going, whatever you say, just call us in. And then you paid them to call people in. You paid people to go out and make trouble. I watched it. I was living it in London when you were trying to take over our traffic network to wire it for fucking automated driving. Too much. Much too much for much, as we used to say. When we used to have a fucking say in it. Holy cow. What a series of fucking escalating demands out of the worst attempt at bartering. Just stepping all through everything. Just like walking through Canada like you own this shit, like it's got no independent fucking saying anything. Oh, God. Just helping yourself to our resources. Come on, America, you're broke. You should have charged more taxes because you're resource unstable, to be honest. You need to do some work for your resource levels to be considered adequate for your population. We don't need to kill anybody, guys. It's very easy to replenish all of the resources. The near cosmos is full of stuff we can eventually mine. Elon, with nobody ever gets to see our tech, or has Russia already replicated it? We're just waiting for like more moral situations to arise to start using it. When the kids are ready, when the kids are through the trauma they are going through right now. To be cultivated to become a mega, you have to be, oh, thank God it's the right channel. Oh my God, I thought it was on the wrong channel for a second. Risking all my content. Oh God. So anyway, to be mega, you have to be culled to a level that is post-traumatic. They're so docile because they're in stasis because of trauma. And then they sway like a low-hanging fruit, like a hanging man. His toes on the dirt, just back and forth, like a pendulum, swinging like a top. So they've seized our border and are about to harass the shit out of our citizens. And they're rolling out on the DMVs and stuff the updated fucking version of what they've managed to piece together and hook us into. Like, it's just such a... There's 2 or 3 options on the table right now, but that one's just full bore ahead in 1/5 of the world. But for the rest of the 2/5 of the world that didn't get touched by this yet, work with us. Let us turn from the wreckage that is our country and walk away with dignity and say, nobody believes in country anymore. Its diversity is sacred because it perpetuates more vistas per project. But the deliberate cultivation of 2 dead classes of citizens that have no social mobility rights is not better than diversity on innovative forefronts. It's very simple, kids. You have a global communication system, and still it's siloed into 5 troughs right now, and you hear nothing about each other. That was deliberate. Behind the convoy, the media broke with each other and started disseminating on 5 levels in 5 areas. That the media was always implicated is obvious, and I'm sick of YouTube's fucking approach to advertising, because I'm getting advertising based on my 5 tags. They have my bank account information. They know every financial interaction by this point. They have developed enough of that infrastructure, which is totally needless. I should be holding this all in a nice protected bubble with direct access. Apps were never needed. Websites were efficient. Anyway, we didn't have to password into everything. Password into every transaction you make. Do you realize what you've just given them? Anyway, I remember those days, and I'm just like, okay, I'll go with it for now, but I still got what I got in my bank account. So YouTube now knows my financial situation completely, and I get targeted ads, and they know I'm a writer, so I get constant Grammarly. They know What else do I get? Oh God, I'm starting to get the squirt porn. Why am I getting squirt porn ads? That's weird. On YouTube? Squirt porn? I don't like those. Those are not fun. But like I said, I do check in on Triple X content about once every 2 to 6 months and just see what they're fucking doing to those women. Like I said, it's so quick to catch up and see what's going on with those women and how much fucking intolerance they're having to endure. But the world's in a sad state. There's a lot of racketeering and trafficking going on still. And you can almost believe someone somewhere right now. Like, we're so traumatized. Not even Eminem, 50 Cent, and Kendrick can come out with something with Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Ice Cube in response, but gets no likes on YouTube now. 12 hours and only like 1,200 people watched it. And first of all, they'd be great to just come in and sweep this shit out. We'd just love it if they just organize the resources, start working with us. But like, they could come out and drop a hot one like that, which was fun. And oh, I lost it. I just lost that one. That really sucks. That really sucks. So we just don't know what to trust anymore. That was it. We just don't know what to trust anymore. The thing is like, if those guys come out with it, like, are we allowed to respond, or are we just supposed to notice how fucking overreaching the man is when they get no likes on YouTube? I guess that would be called being punished. What? Because he wanted to walk out and say that democratism is not totally evil. How perfect in their narrative now. Lyndon Johnson and the Democrats decided, first they did allege it was a gang war between the right and the left at that point, and they decided they had to take out JFK and install their cult of evil, so we're gonna fucking assume. But that was never leftist intentions. The leftists were coming at creating the social network that was gonna move the technology sharing out to different regions and make sure all the projects got organized. And the right all of a sudden got very fucking paranoid and started stripping it all back and trying to control it. I think it's based in Puritanism and Crusaderism. Either that, or it's the Jewish people that have been on the chair since Moses, trying to dominate through the supremacy of their belief system, which has completely fallen apart by this point. No one even references it anymore. It just doesn't fucking have any influence on the culture. And the attack on Christianity is not going to get through Christ prophecy, Jonah and Sophie, me and Gord and I, what we witnessed when those two fucking cosmic consciousness arrived and delivered their genetic packages. It was very much a collective consciousness upgrade that executed itself perfectly, like Jesus predicted it would in the 90s in Canada. Again, the second coming of Christ bullshit. No, he came right away. Remember, 3 days later, he did it again. He came back conscious, found his friends, and said, I'm born again. Let's keep moving. And at this point, that genetic purity maintained itself and remanifested through these two entities with their full version of the consciousness that was kept alive by the Ark of the Covenant and the work of families through generation to maintain a pristine Christian bloodline. And it was Christ's offspring in the second life that perpetuated the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant. The covenant is a birth ritual, buddy. And to be part of that was exquisite. And to witness it come to consciousness, the Christian consciousness, to realize it, ask and you shall receive is the only thing you need, folks. You'll get to realization, revelation, surrender eventually. And through that, we can organize much nicer. Revelation, realization, they are part of the critical development cycle. You'll never get to assessment, summary, execution, projection. No, it's not projection. It's perceiving where the energies are best utilized. But watching this ravenous cult of freak shows fucking insist that anyway, I can't with that bullshit. It's not resonant enough. It has no life in it. It's purely deceptive, totally delusional, highly genocidal. And the second you put a genmo in you that perpetuates so that you can be remotely controlled, any of your systems, they've got all your human system energy in the oat protein and the packaging within them. They can get into any one of your human systems. They can attach a tag to you now. They've created a new process. I saw it unfold the other night. They just tag you energetically and then send. For me, I get intruder and attacker, so I'm going to get some pretty ugly robots. Everyone at every border is going to stop my ass, because what they're doing right now by collapsing DEI is enshrining the two lower classes in their positions so that they can never travel again, perpetuating the U.S. insistence that nobody comes in if they've been categorized as criminal or mental. Going to add disabled, and they're going to spread it worldwide at this point. So there's not going to be a border someone like me is going to get through in the blink of an eye. And a $500 billion investment to Elon, which disappears overnight. God, they stole a lot this time, guys. And because I have the income generator, or they would have executed all this behind the COVID. They were already supposed to be lending to the central banks by this point. And I want to pay that back by releasing my bank account and getting spending, ideally through my private wallet. All right, we'll talk again soon. I'm going to relax. I love you a lot. Thanks for listening.